Hi and welcome to Spooky Mystery. Who am I? Well, that's a secret for now. But stick around and maybe you'll uncover the truth. Here we delve into the spine-chilling, the supernatural, the haunted, and the gruesome. From ghostly tales to reactions on paranormal investigations, we've got it all covered. Got a spooky story of your own? Drop it in the comments or shoot me an email. You never know, your tale might just be our next big feature. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We're just getting started, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.
McManor Bridge. Just the name sends shivers down your spine. It's a rickety old wooden bridge, the kind that groans and creaks with every step. Located just outside of Camden in East Texas, it stretches across the murky Black Creek. The creek itself is dark and deep, and the trees lining its banks cast long, eerie shadows over the water. During the day, the bridge seems almost normal, a quaint, if somewhat run-down part of the local scenery. But when night falls, a different story unfolds, a story of whispers, shadows, and a chilling presence. The bridge isn't much to look at. Its wooden planks are weathered and worn, some even missing, revealing the dark water swirling below. Rusting metal bolts hold the structure together, groaning in protest against the wind. Thick vines, like grasping claws, climb up the wooden supports, adding to the unsettling atmosphere. The air around the bridge always feels damp and cold, even on the hottest summer nights. A thick fog often rolls in, clinging to the bridge like a shroud. The bridge isn't used much anymore. Most folks prefer the longer route, especially after dark. There's a sense of unease that settles over anyone who dares to cross McManor Bridge at night. A feeling of being watched, of not being alone. Whispers seem to drift on the wind, and shadows dance in the periphery, just out of sight. It's a place that locals avoid after sunset, a place where fear reigns supreme. Some say the bridge is haunted. They say the spirit of Old Man McManor himself still walks the bridge at night, searching for something lost in the murky depths below. His mournful cries echo through the darkness, sending chills down the spines of anyone who hears them. And they say if you listen closely, you can hear the splash, the final desperate cry, replayed over and over again. The chilling tale of McManor Bridge is a part of the town's history, a dark secret whispered from generation to generation. Old Man McManor was a recluse. He lived in a small, dilapidated cabin not far from the bridge that now bears his name. He kept to himself, rarely venturing into town. Some said he was eccentric, others whispered he was mad. He was known for his long, unkempt beard, his piercing blue eyes, and his strange habit of talking to himself. He was a fixture of the local landscape, a character in the town's unwritten history. McManor built the bridge himself many years ago. He spent months, maybe even years, painstakingly piecing it together, plank by plank. He used wood from the surrounding forest, shaping and fitting each piece with meticulous care. No one knew why he built it. Some speculated he needed a way to cross the creek to reach a hidden patch of land where he grew herbs and strange plants. Others believed he simply enjoyed the solitude, the quiet work of creation. One foggy night, tragedy struck. McManor was crossing the bridge, returning from a late-night excursion. The fog was thick, swirling around him like a ghostly embrace. He stumbled, lost his footing, and plunged into the dark waters below. His cries for help were swallowed by the fog and the rushing current. His body was never recovered. The bridge, his creation, became his tomb. The news of McManor's death spread quickly through the small town. Some mourned his passing, while others whispered that it was a fitting end for such a strange man. But one thing was certain. The bridge was never the same. A pall of sadness, a sense of unease settled over the structure, and as the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, stories began to circulate. Stories of strange occurrences on the bridge, of whispers in the dark, of a ghostly figure seen wandering amongst the fog. The legend of McManor Bridge had begun. The first whispers started subtly. People passing the bridge at night reported feeling a cold chill, even on warm evenings. They spoke of a strange mist that seemed to cling to the bridge, obscuring the path ahead. Some claimed to hear faint whispers, carried on the wind, but when they stopped to listen, the sounds vanished. The stories were dismissed as overactive imaginations, fueled by the tragedy of McManor's death. Then the whispers grew louder. People started seeing things, flickering shadows in the fog, a fleeting glimpse of a figure standing on the bridge, only to disappear when they looked again. Footsteps echoing on the wooden planks, even when no one else was around. The stories became more frequent, more detailed, more chilling. The unease grew into fear. One night, a young couple driving home from a date took a shortcut across McManor Bridge. As they drove onto the bridge, a thick fog rolled in, reducing visibility to near zero. Suddenly, they heard a loud thump on the roof of their car. They slammed on the brakes, their hearts pounding in their chests. They looked around but saw nothing. The fog was too thick. Shaken, they quickly drove off the bridge, vowing never to cross it again at night. The stories continued, each one adding to the growing legend of McManor Bridge. People began to avoid the bridge altogether, especially after dark. The shortcut became a detour. The bridge, once a convenient passage, transformed into a place of fear, a place where the line between the living and the dead seemed to blur. The whispers in the dark became a chilling reminder of the tragedy that had occurred there, and the restless spirit that was said to haunt the bridge. Section 4. The football team's fright. The Camden High School football team had just won their biggest game of the season. Spirits were high as they piled onto the team bus, ready to celebrate their victory. Their usual route home was blocked due to a road closure, so the bus driver, a gruff old man named Earl, decided to take a shortcut across McManor Bridge. It was a decision he would soon regret. As the bus rumbled onto the bridge, a thick fog descended, engulfing the vehicle in an eerie silence. The cheerful chatter of the team died down, replaced by a nervous tension. The bus creaked and groaned as it moved slowly across the weathered wooden planks. Then the lights flickered, plunging the bus into near darkness. A collective gasp filled the air. Suddenly, a chilling moan echoed through the bus. It seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. The players looked around nervously, their eyes wide with fear. Then they saw him, a shadowy figure standing at the front of the bus, its form barely visible in the dim light. It seemed to be floating, its feet not quite touching the floor. The moan came again, louder this time, filled with an unbearable sadness. The bus driver, his face pale with terror, slammed on the brakes. The figure vanished. The lights flickered back on, revealing the terrified faces of the football team. No one spoke. The bus driver, his hands shaking, slowly drove the bus off the bridge. The team, shaken and silent, finally reached home, their victory celebration forgotten. The story of their encounter on McManor Bridge spread like wildfire through the town, solidifying the bridge's reputation as a place of terror. Section 5. A Bridge Too Far. The story of the football team's encounter cemented the fear of McManor Bridge in the hearts of the townspeople. What was once a whispered legend now became a shared experience, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked just outside their town. Parents warned their children to stay away from the bridge, especially at night. The bridge became a taboo subject, a place that was spoken of in hushed tones, if at all. The bridge itself seemed to change. The wood became more weathered, the rust more pronounced. The fog seemed to cling to it more persistently, shrouding it in an almost perpetual gloom. Even during the day, the bridge held an air of menace, a silent testament to the fear it inspired. The once convenient shortcut became a road less traveled, a path avoided by all but the most daring or foolish. Even those who didn't believe in ghosts began to avoid the bridge. The stories, the shared experiences, had created a palpable sense of unease, a feeling that something wasn't right. The bridge had become a symbol of fear, a physical manifestation of the town's collective anxieties. It was a place where the veil between the living and the dead seemed thin, where the whispers of the past echoed in the present. The bridge became a dividing line, separating the town from the darkness that lay beyond. It was a boundary that few dared to cross, a testament to the power of fear and the enduring legacy of a tragedy. McManor Bridge, once a simple structure of wood and metal, had become a monument to the unknown, a chilling reminder of the mysteries that lie hidden in the shadows. Section 6. The legend lives on. Years have passed since the tragic death of Old Man McManor. The bridge still stands, a silent sentinel overlooking Black Creek. The wood continues to rot, the metal continues to rust, But the legend of McManor Bridge lives on, passed down from generation to generation. The stories are told around campfires, whispered in darkened bedrooms, a chilling reminder of the town's haunted past. The fear of the bridge has become ingrained in the town's culture. Parents still warn their children to stay away, especially at night. Teenagers dare each other to cross the bridge, their bravado masking a deep-seated fear. Even those who claim to be skeptical can't shake the feeling of unease that washes over them as they approach the bridge, a sense of being watched, of not being alone. The story of McManor Bridge has become a part of Camden's identity. It's a chilling tale that binds the community together, a shared experience that transcends generations. It's a reminder of the power of stories, the way they can shape our perceptions, and the way they can create a sense of fear and wonder. And so, the legend of McManor Bridge lives on, a chilling testament to the enduring power of fear, the mysteries of the unknown, and the enduring spirit of a restless soul. The whispers in the dark continue, a constant reminder that some stories, some legends, never truly die.
Thank you for watching. Sleep tight if you can.